I grew up in Lackawanna, New York, in western New York, just out of Buffalo and not far from shore of Lake Erie. About a block and a half from our house was Smokes Creek. And Smokes Creek ran under the main street north and south, South Park Avenue, which our house fronted on. And so it was a short walk to the creek. We spent a lot of time. And the creek was really good for little guys because it's probably at the most a foot deep for much of it where we were. And you could walk on the creek and feel cool and pretend all kinds of things. Go to the bridge and yell and make echoes and scare people. Then across South Park Avenue from our house was probably a 7-acre farm that Jimmy Gordon's father owned. A lot of big elm trees were on the creek's edge, and you could lay on the big, thick branches of those trees and watch the water go under, watch the leaves, watch the ducks that they owned. It was quite a kind of a rural childhood in a suburban town. Lackawanna was a steel town, but still the houses were cheek by cheek, and so it wasn't rural where we were living, except over Jimmy's place. So just step across the street, that was in farmland. Very nice. It was also a place where our parents didn't come, and so we go over there and strip down and swim naked, what we called the saucer. I guess that was a good name for it because it was only about a saucer deep. You could, like most kids, thrash your hands around if you were swimming with 1 foot on the bed of the creek. Never worry about drowning. That's where I learned to smoke, too. I was probably 10 years old, and we couldn't afford to buy cigarettes. We were just poor kids. And so the biggest experience we had, and put me off smoking for 3 or 4 years, was to find old leaves that looked like tobacco leaves as far as we knew. They were kind of heart-shaped, pretty big, and they get brown and kind of dry. We crumble them up in our hands, and then roll up a little bit of newspaper about the thing supposed to be about this big and about that one. Put it in your mouth, light it up, and before it burned your hair and eyebrows, just lay down coughing and gasping and throw it away because it's burning your hand. You wonder, what the hell do people do this for?